Hello and welcome. I'm Bio, and today I'm talking about another game. And once again, it's a newer game than what's usually covered in the channel. Just like Clash, Artifacts of Chaos. This is another indie game that I've recently been playing, and I'm on the verge of finishing it, but I wanted to make sure I recorded some footage. And I'm not going to be spoiling the story at all in the game anyway, so at the end of the day, I thought that even if I finish the game, I'm literally on the verge. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to add to my opinion of the game, because this game is a masterpiece, in my opinion, regardless of the fact. I love this game, and that game is Dredge. Dredge is such a fantastic game. It's such a nice, chill game, but at times can be incredibly intense. And kind of scary at times as well. So I'm going to go over a few different things of what I like about Dredge. This is going to be probably even more casual than usual, because at the end of the day, there's so much to say about the game, but I don't want to be here all day talking about the game, because I feel like there's probably enough people that on the YouTube that have talked about the game and how good it is. You don't need another person coming on here and doing the same thing. So I'll go through the usual stuff I usually go through. This game is developed by Black Salt Games. It's published by Team 17, and it released on the 30th of March 2023. It currently holds an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam with over 26,000 reviews. Yeah, it was a very, very popular game on Steam. Very popular, and I'm not surprised. All this time, it didn't even occur to me that a game like this doesn't exist and needs to exist. And it is basically like an eldritch horror fishing game. And that's the best way to kind of describe it. You travel around this small little open world, it's perfectly sized. Got a few different things you can do, little quests that you can do. They're called pursuits in the game. Well, you go around catching fish and just trying to survive, really. Trying to make money from catching fish. And just keep trudging along. So I'm not going to talk about the pursuits or the quests. I'm not going to talk about the story of the game. The story it's okay. It kind of, in my opinion, takes a backseat to the game itself, which is absolutely fine. But you'll see from the footage I tried to show me driving to all 5 of the main areas in the game. Might show a few things that I shouldn't really show. I might cut them out. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so you start in this little area which has a lighthouse. You know, you're a fisherman who's just crashed his boat. You get a new boat on loan. You have to pay the loan off, and once you've done that, you're pretty much free to do whatever you like. Go around, fish, dredge up, because it's in the name, dredge up wood and metal to help upgrade your boat, and so on and so forth. Because there's a lot of upgrades that you can get for the boat that go towards how many fishing rods you can hold, how many engines you can have, the engine size, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of different types of fish that you can catch. There's about 151 fish. Is that a Pokemon reference? Honestly, there's 151 different fish, including the aberrations, which I'll get to. There's 151 fish, and it's like, oh, okay. It's Pokemon. That was my first thought when I saw that. But yeah, so you've got all these fish to catch. I didn't catch all of them, but you know, I'm not really a completionist when it comes to video games. I play the game until I either finish the game story-wise, or I get bored of the game, and I play the game to completion, to finish the game. To my version of completion in my eyes. My eyes of completion is finishing the game, not getting all the achievements. So I finished the game. And yeah, I had a really, really, really good time of it. So like I said, you have fish that you can catch. You have a limited storage, so you got to make sure that you catch the right fish, or you have to quite frequently go back to the fishmonger and sell the fish off to get money. Aberrations are like these mutated forms of each of the fish. Every fish has like a mutated form, except for the ancient fish. Which I'm not going to talk much about those, but that's related to a quest. And that's basically the gameplay loop of the game, and while you're doing that, you're going around just slowly progressing, because you'll start in one little edge cluster of islands, and then you'll realize that you've done everything you can do there. So then and the game kind of points you into the next area to go to. So the progression's quite slow, but the game's not particularly long. I finished the game, well, I haven't finished it yet technically, but I'm 15 hours in, and that's pretty reasonable in my opinion. Same amount of time as I put into pretty much Clash, Artifacts of Chaos, thereabouts. So, but yeah. So that's the main gameplay loop of the game. You can get upgrades for your ship. The upgrades can be basically visual. You can visualize the upgrades because there's different hulls. So when you upgrade the hull, the ship will look differently. You'll add more inventory slots, more engine slots, and like I said, so on and so forth. But you can also get new fishing rods using research. And that's quite useful because there's all different types of fish zones. So you have shallow waters, oceanic fish, you have abyssal fish like the anglerfish, and so on and so forth. But there's also mangrove, volcanic, just to throw kind of like a bit more of a wild cards in there. And you'll need obviously different fishing rods to be able to fish up all these different fish. My final kind of like set allowed me to fish up everything. So I think there's also another one called Hadal, which is like even deeper than Abyssal, which is interesting. Or it was around that time area anyway. So you've got an incentive to go and get fishing rods and upgrade and so on and so forth. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to mention. You can pick up other things like trinkets and you can sell them on for cash. There's other little things like flags you can get. There's a painter where you can, if you collect certain aberrations of crabs, you can paint your ship. I got all the colors unlocked, so my ship is sporting a nice purple roof and black hull. So I thought that's quite nice. And I'm just trying to think what else. I'm trying, like I said, I'm having to try and pick my words carefully here with what I want to talk about in the game. You have like different like abilities you can use, but I'm not going to talk about those too much for obvious reasons. It's story related. What else is there to talk about there? So the game has a day and night cycle. During the day, the game's pretty easy. You know, there's nothing that really you're going to get worried about during the day, but during the night, that's where things change. You can find basically like enemy fish, I don't know what you call them, like dangerous fish that will come out and hunt you down during the night. So you got to be careful. And you have a panic meter, which is just like a little eye meter at the top of the screen underneath what's showing you like the day, what time it is and so on and so forth. Because time only moves when you move. So if you stay still in the ocean, even though you see things move around you, the time doesn't change. So at night, you got to be more careful. So there is a challenging aspect of it. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I'll just play the game during the day all the time. Well, there's certain fish you can only catch at night, and you'll need those certain fish to progress through the game. So don't try to weasel your way out of playing at night. And it does get dark, even with my ship light, which is like 5,000 lumens. It's like quite high, I think, for... It's still not great. It's okay. So yeah, you know, trailing through the the deep sea at night is pretty spooky in this game, and I really like that feature about it. So yeah, we're trying to think of what other things to mention. There's crab pods in the game that you can launch and come back after a certain amount of time. And there's also like trailing nets that you can put behind your boat. I didn't really use them much, to be honest, which like passively catches fish. Like they were the last things I upgraded to. Well, I didn't upgrade, but you can basically use research points to buy better ones. But the nets were the last things I got. First things I got was the fishing rods, then the engine, then what was the other one? There's 4. Then the crab pods, and then the nets. So But yeah, so that is most of the things mentioned, I think. There's a map, obviously. There's also little notes that you can find, or like message in a bottle you can find, which kind of gives you a little bit of like an idea of little things that have happened in the world. Like I said, you can get quests from people. And you may think, I'm not really, oh, you know, it don't sound really enthusiastic when you're talking about the game, Bio. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully. I don't really want to spoil anything. It's really difficult for me to talk about a video game like this. It's not like Clash, where I could kind of talk about a lot of different aspects of the game. There's a lot of things in the game that I don't really want to spoil. Because the difference between this game and Clash is for specific people that like Souls-like, and I would say it's quite a bit different than a Souls-like and so on and so forth. Whereas Dredge, anyone can play Dredge, and I recommend no matter what kind of video games you're into, I have a feeling you're going to like Dredge regardless. It's one of those games. So there's really no reason not to at least try the game. It's very cheap. It's at most you're going to be paying about $20. It's about £20, so you know you're looking at about paying about $25 for the game. But it's on sale quite often. So yeah, I honestly can't stop myself from recommending this game because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, will I be playing the DLC? Not really, because from what I've read, it doesn't really add that much to the game, and I am kind of done with the game. That's why I'm not trying to go for all the achievements. If I want to play more of the game and I'm near the end, then I might consider getting the achievements if they're not too annoying. But to get all of the achievements, it requires me to play through the game again, and that's not going to happen. So I don't ever really play through games twice. Like, it's very rare that anything like that would ever happen for me, at least. So, but yeah, Dredge is a really cool game. It's really cool just driving around, doing little things here and there. It controls really, really well. The boat doesn't control exactly how you would expect a boat to control, but it controls as you would expect it would in a video game. And I like it when they like that, when they do a game like that. So yeah, if you ever play this game, try and keep your panic meter down. You don't want that panic meter getting full, because then you start seeing things. I won't say much more than that, and those things can hurt you. Yeah, there's each of the islands has something unique about it that you've got to kind of be wary of in a way. The first island you don't really have to be aware of anything, but the other islands you do. But it's all quest related, it's all story related, so I won't spoil anything that you have to do there. Hopefully the footage doesn't spoil really anything. I'm hoping not, that I'm showing. I just wanted to show all of the main areas in the game. But if you want me to go through like the controls, which I haven't done yet, like the analog stick controls movement, the left analog stick right analog stick controls movement, the left analog stick you use to I'm getting my words mixed up here. Left analog stick controls movement, the right analog stick controls the camera. You use the X button to use basically techniques, special abilities, those so on so forth. LB brings up the menu to allow you to change to a different one. The A button you use when you get over fish, an area where you can fish. So yeah, and the fishing itself is like a little mini game. You gotta basically time, as you might see from the footage, time your button presses just right. It's like a little timing based mini game thing, and I like that. It's simple, not too complicated. And also you'll like the puzzles in this game. Besides the puzzle in the very last island, which is called the Devil's Spire, I found the puzzle there to be a little bit like confusing. I had to look it up online, but yeah, I guess it's not that bad, that puzzle. But the rest of the puzzles are easy. They're easy to figure out. If I can figure them out, you can figure them out. So yeah. And I don't really want to say too much else about Dredge, to be honest. I'm going to put all the cards on the table and say, play this game. It is fantastic. I really, really enjoy this game. It's really good. I always find, and you might think, wow, this video is just you basically saying, play Dredge. It is. I find it much easier to talk about a video game when I've got things to critique. When I've got things to critique in a video game, like with Covert Command, Buccaneer, Cart Kings, and so on and so forth, I have a lot more to say. Because I've got things to talk about. But when I really enjoy a game, I basically express it in the sense of, it's good, play the game. I don't go any further than, oh yeah, I really like this aspect, that aspect. I can, but then I feel like I'm spoiling things. And with the things I liked about the game, yeah, I would be spoiling quite a few different things if I did it, so... And I don't really want to do that. So all I can say is, play the game. It's really good. But I'm going to call it there. I've been Bio. Thanks for watching. Oh, the soundtrack's awesome as well, by the way. I forgot to mention, the music is really good. I like the music in the game. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.